What you're about to see is something that no one should see, but you're going to see it anyway. So, a few days ago, I decided to make a bump blade. I talked about it in the past, but I was going to bump blade to up more levels so that I could use the other stance weapons. Those being, like he's got it on right now, the Sword Knight Flame, Moon Veil, and another invasion. So that's what I did. I also killed Malekith, so I got his armor. And that's what this is. This is a level 137 invasion. So it's not 125. So the invasion bracket is slightly higher. I think minimum I invade 125 is the minimum that you can invade on this level. And on 125 you can invade from like level 100 to 125 or something like that. It's really weird now. But here we invade Lake of Rot, and I've invaded in Lake of Rot before. It's not that bad because if you get to like, if you know what you're doing, you can make it work. It's kind of like Fair and Keep, but like slightly worse. So here I am. I use the Phantom Bloody Finger, and it doesn't work. So I'm like, okay. So I also invaded a solo host. His name is Silver. And it's a solo host, and I'm like, okay, well, clearly he's gonna like call in like blues or something, right? Like this is basically just gonna be one of those like he's doing some weird like rune farm here, probably. Like maybe, like oh, what's a good way to combat like an invader or to rune farm an invader? It's like, oh, you just annoy them until they like either leave or kill themselves, or but the thing is about this is that once you do it this way, the spite meter starts filling. You know that like a rot, that little rot meter right there? That's also the spite meter, and it is filling continuously. So here I am. I find the host. He has a bloody Hellas. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm like, okay, well, yep, time to start shooting at him and all that. And, like, he's in like a rot. I'm gonna start shooting him, and now here I am. The reason why I start shooting at him is one, because it's a good like mid-range like option, right? It's a good mid-range option. I think I might be sick again, so if the next video I like sound like if I sound like Jigsaw, then it's this video that did it. But here we have the solo host, and he doesn't do anything. Now, I get it. I really do. When you are invaded, like let's say he turned on like the Tanner's Tongue. If you're just like an added challenge, like maybe he's doing like a Tanner's Tongue playthrough or something, which I don't think is the case because of the fact that he has plus 25 weapons, because of the fact that, the only way I can get into here is plus 25 or whatever. Like, this guy's definitely doing some New Game Plus shenanigans. So, here we have this. He's just, that's all he does. That's all he does. Now I get it, like, oh, he doesn't want to come over here and, like, fight me. But I don't want to go over there and fight him. Like, I get it. Like, oh, there's basilisks in the way. Like, oh, he doesn't want to worry about that Deathblight status. He doesn't want to worry about Scarlet Rot status. Like he wants to probably just kill me. He wants to. He's like, he turned on the Tanner's Tongue, and he was like, oh, I want a bit of a challenge. And maybe he forgot he turned it on when he got into this area, and then he sees, oh, I'm invaded by Kill Me Blade, and so now, he is like, okay, well, I'm not going to move until this guy is gone. Or this guy, like, leaves or severs. However, the spite meter has been filled. So now here's what's going to happen. We'll see who... It's a battle of wills. It's like that story by Dr. Seuss. That one... The guy who only walked north and the guy who only walked south, and when they meet each other, they just stand there. They just stand there for all eternity, The Earth fucking explodes, and they're still standing there. They are not going to move. They will not change their mind at all. They will just stay there until the end of history. And that is what we're going to do here. We are going to stay here until somebody decides to do something about it. And I'm going to be honest, guys. Like, this might be an insane thing to do, and it is. It is an insane thing to do. However, my spite meter just got filled. Also, this is the first invasion I get with Blade at level 137. I have since, ever since this, I have since gone back. I was, thank fuck I did this, because I was trying to do a duplication glitch, but it was like, oh, you need like a helper to do it, and I didn't really want to do it, because I was going to like duplicate a bunch of like boluses or something. So thankfully, I made a backup save of a lot of Elden Ring, and thankfully, it was at level 125, where Blade was at, though I need to do some things, not too much. I just need to like open up. Oh yeah, Pestilent Mist was on the build just because I had enough intelligence to use it. But I mean, it came in handy here. But like, still, I just felt like this build was like really stretched thin. If I did it like that, and I didn't really like what I was doing, because I like Blade as like the non-magic guy, or he doesn't really use a lot of magic. He's probably the most like normal knight that I have, aside from like Iron Marcus. But I have to like redo some things on this. For instance, I gave Iron Marcus like a halberd. Now I need to redo that. I already redid all the stuff I wanted to do on Sorcery Jane. That character is different now. Only a little bit. But I just need to redo some stuff. Mike didn't get changed like at all. I think like 2 spells need to be... I think like I need to get like 2 different spells. And I think I need to like change... I don't even know what, but Mad Knight Mike is basically the same. Green Man is the same. I was making a build during this here. Yep, this is the phase of, yeah, we're just not gonna do anything, huh? Green Man is the same. I was making a build in the process of this, in where it was basically just gonna be a lot of R2 attacks. I was gonna like oh, it's gonna be like Blade's sister in lore, but I decided against that. However, I accidentally ended up deleting that character basically just because of what I had to do to get Blade back to 125. So, whatever. I wasn't really even feeling that character that much during the creation process, so I'm not too upset by it. But it is upsetting a little bit, because I'm like, oh, well, there goes that amount of work, right? But the build wasn't even really like that well made, so I was pretty cool with it. So I think I know what my next build will be. It'll be copper related. That's all I'll say. Yeah. So Blade has to like, I have to do some stuff because I kind of do want Malekith's armor. Because dude, look at that. Like, he looks awesome. He looks so cool. The only thing I dislike about Malekith's armor is like the nails. They're just like really long. I don't like that he has like those weird nails, and I don't like putting the Knight's Cavalry set on it because like it kind of ruins the weird little striped gold and black aesthetic that this armor has with the gauntlets. Also, the cold infused Great Katana is probably one of my favorite weapons on this build now. Like, holy shit, it is so good. Excuse me, my god. Now you might be asking, why don't I edit this out? Why don't I speed this up? No, I'm not going to speed it up because he had to sit through this and I had to sit through this. And you want to know what's even funnier about this is that this is the one time where I would have wanted blues to be on, and he didn't have blues enabled, which is so insane to me. Like, I understand, like you know, I've seen people do like things and where they'll like run through a level with like 2 gold phantoms and have Tanner's tongue on, but they won't turn blues on to give the invader more of a chance, I guess. You know, I don't know how you explain it. Like, they actually know how to do PvP, and they're not just like, let's gank the red guy, guys. No, they actually kind of have an idea of what PvP looks like. So they're like, okay, well, let's turn on Tanner's tongue, but like get rid of the blues. And that'll be like the challenge. That'll be like the ultimately how the level becomes challenging. So here I decide that, okay, well, we're not going to be moving here. So I decide to put on my best armor for immunity, like, because that is the Scarlet Rot stat that basically makes you slightly immune to Scarlet Rot. So I put on my best armor, put on a lot of regeneration stuff, I think, as well. Yeah, because eventually you just start shooting at me too. Like, even he's grown tired of this, but like, buddy, you need to get a jar cannon. Jar cannon, it'll save your life. So here, I'm changing all my weapons. I'm very happy I picked up that shield, because, you know, that health regen is... it doesn't go unnoticed. As well as other weapons, just to get me kind of down to like a lower equivalent or something. My item swaps are not very good. I apologize, but anyway. So I decide to just run to the end of the level because, you know, he's not going to do anything. And this is probably the worst thing in Invasions, is that the total disregard for progressing through the level. Like, even if you ran past me and did the grace, I think I would understand it, because ultimately that's what, you know, like on a repeat playthrough, that is what you will probably end up doing in a FromSoft game. If you understand where to go, you can kind of just run past all of the enemies, and if you're quick enough, you can run past all the enemies and get to the next bonfire, Grace, Lantern, Archstone. I don't remember what it's called, Demon Soul. I think it's called that. You can get to the next checkpoint. As long as you get to the next checkpoint, you have made progress. Like, you know, like, you know, you could probably look at that as like, oh, that's like an ineffective way to play these games, and you're probably right. It probably would be an ineffective way to play it. But if you're doing like a challenge run, like, say, you know, like, oh, I just want to get like this, and this, like, you just like run through the DLC to like pick up Milady or something, like that's fine. You run through the DLC to pick up like a talisman or two, because that's what this build had to do. Like, that is fine. It's fine to do that on a repeat playthrough. However, and this guy is doing it on a repeat playthrough, so like, I'm almost okay with it. I'm almost okay with the idea that, okay, yes, as long as he's progressing through the game, I am not too mad at him. And I understand the idea of like, oh, he wants to kill the invader because, you know, the invader is the smart enemy. You know, it's kind of like, it's the difference between the T-800 versus like one of the other Terminators in Terminator Salvation, and where those Terminators are like stupid Terminators, but the T-800, he's a smart Terminator. He can think and shit for himself. So here we have this point in the video, and where I was convinced that he was going to turn blues on so that they could kill me, because he had lost sight of me. You know, red man in the red mist, in the red swamp, like, that just makes sense, right? But no, he didn't do that. And you know what I decided to do? I tested it. I'm like, okay, he's not going to do anything, and he's not going to summon a blue. So I think it was at this point, I just left. No, it was after this then. I just left to go to the bathroom. Like, I only go to the bathroom for like a minute, I think. Like, it was very quick. The layout of my home is, the bathroom is like literally right next to my room, so I can literally get up, like, walk 10 steps maybe, pee, and then be right back. Hell, if I was an insane man, I would probably be able to like pee from my room, but like, here we are, and I'm not that weird. So I also decided to keep my compass marker on where the host is at, or was at, so I could know if he moved or not. As you can see in this video, he did move. I didn't see any of this part, because I didn't even see that when I was watching it through again. But anyway, yes, he just progressed through the level. This is fine. He understands he has to progress through the level. However, though, he still needs to address the elephant in the room, that there is an invader here. And honestly, The best course of action for him to do is to turn on the blue cipher ring. I think it's the blue one, yeah. Turn on the blue. Wait, no. Turn on the white cipher ring. That one calls into hunters. My mistake. Turn on the white cipher ring. And then now, guess what? I'm going to be hunted down by blues. Because you don't really get blue. This is the thing about blues nowadays, is that they don't really hunt the invader. All they do is kind of just join in on the gang. Like, they're basically they really are police in this game. Where I would say in like Elden, like in Dark Souls 1, a blue phantom, a dark moon blade, had the unique mechanic of they would invade somebody who was indicted, essentially invading the invaders. Nirvana song, serving the servants, invading the invaders. That is how they worked in Dark Souls 1. I don't think they worked like this in Dark Souls 2, or maybe they didn't exist in Dark Souls 2. I don't know. Everyone's always talking about how Dark Souls 2 PvP is great, but I literally hear nothing about it. So that just shows me what like game people played the most of when it came down to PvP. Same with Bloodborne. Bloodborne had a very weird mechanic of PvP, where there was like covenant rivalries. It was very interesting in that game. By the way, in Dark Souls 3, blues actually do basically their job. They hunt the invader. A Dark Moon Blade or a Way of Blue initiate. I don't remember what it's called for the other one. But they actually do their job. They are called into worlds and where, an invader has been detected and somebody is wearing the Way of Blue Covenant thing. I'm going to be summoned into that person's world and kill any and all invaders. It will usually be about, like, I think it's one usually, and it goes up depending on if you use a dried finger or depending on the area or whatever. But in Elden Ring, it is different. In Elden Ring, it is just usually, you got invaded. Like you will have a co-op buddy. You get invaded by one guy, and then if you have the blue cipher ring on, the hunter will usually show up immediately. And if the invader happens to kill all co-op buddies, then 2 hunters will be spawned in immediately, with or without a Tanner's Tongue enabled. And then the red phantom has to kill the hunters and then kill the host. Or they don't have to kill the hunters, you know what I mean? But you usually just have to kill the hunters though. Like you usually just have to kill like a small room of people in order to actually like do what you're here for. And this is fine. I've complained about ganking invaders in the past, but here's the thing. I actually don't mind it. Basically, I am, for all intents and purposes, an enemy that should be killed. And this game prioritizes the player. And who is the player in this case? Why, that is Silver. I am the enemy right now. I am not a player. It is prioritizing his experience. If he kills me and his group kills me, then that's fine. That was just a moment of like, okay, yeah, they just like dogpiled on the invader. Who cares? I've seen a lot of people complain about this very recently. I've seen a lot of sentiment that, Shadow of the Erd Tree ruined invasions because you can just spam so much stuff on it. And I'm like, well, why don't you spam stuff at them? And now I get it, right? Like, it's hard to say, like, why don't you spam stuff at them? Because, you're flash surrenders. But so are the other phantoms who are also spamming stuff at you. So I think it really is it's a mindset problem, and where the mindset of these hardcore guys is just, I shouldn't have to be killed by people with lower skill level. But anyway, here we go. The fight that you've all been waiting for. and he didn't do anything. Why did he? Why did he? Why did he do it like that? Why did I have to wait 18 minutes to fight him? I don't know. Anyway, here we have an actual good invasion. This originally was just going to be two invasions, by the way. This originally was going to be two invasions that kind of sucked. But here we have a good one. And keep in mind, I would also like to add for some context here. So, for a very long time, all of my builds were about level 155. I mean all of them. Iron Marcus 155, Skull Knight 155, Sorcery Jane was 155, Mad Knight Mike ended up at 155. Though that was mainly just because I was basing that off of one of Saint Riot's builds, and his build ended up at 155. Or maybe his was at 150, I don't remember now. But anyway, all of my builds were 155, aside from Green Man, or the build that ended up becoming Green Man, because of the fact that that was at like level 178, and that was like my first character of the entire game. I don't know what this guy's plan was, but it was something. I'm not even mad at that. I'm just like, I probably just caught him off guard. He's probably like, haha, he'll go after the other guys. Also, shout out to invading in this place. This is definitely New Game Plus, I'm assuming. Or maybe he just hasn't done it, but you know, like whatever. So, all my builds were at level 155. In this video, I mean, I shouldn't spoil it, but I mean, it's going to happen in like a second. In this video, you will see one of the last 155 invasions that Mad Knight Mike ever did, because I was like, okay, well, like, I really want to use some of the more, like, the madness weapon stuff, like the Madding Hand. I really wanted to use that. So I'm like, okay, well, I can boost this character up to, like, level 168, like, give him a few points in intelligence, like, the free points I would need in intelligence, and then a few stats and some other stuff, mainly just, like, to get him like, a good, even way, like, upgrade stamina a little bit, upgrade mind a little bit, just because I use a lot of spells, right? So I was like, okay, well, like, I'll use that. I'll just do that. Also, always bring a jar cannon. You love to see it. That would have been so funny if that killed him, but, like, I honestly think that's, like, the funniest fucking thing that could have happened is he's like, oh, fuck, now I'm down here now. He would not pull down his shield. Oh, yeah, he was doing guard counters a lot. I forgot about that part. Oh, so he has the Hoslow set on, I think? That's a goated armor set. You just never really see it around anymore. Maybe I should make a build with that uses that. But I don't know. They're pretty solid invasion right here, I gotta say. Like, I wasn't mad about this. This was a good, fun invasion. I don't even really got a lot to say about this. This is like this. I wasn't annoyed, but Iron Marcus is still at 155. I'm not gonna change him just because I don't really think I need to change him. And then Blade is, you know, 125. Blade was like my first character that was like a lower level. Ooh, yeah, like a freaking. I'm the predator of the prey that is hiding. I was a little bloodthirsty at this point. I think I just got done with some like really bad invasions. Okay, so here we have this one, Mad Knight Mike. This is level 155 Mad Knight Mike. I was trying out some stuff. So, alright, here's for context. And this is a PSA to anyone on PlayStation. If you invade somebody named Handsome Squiddy at the level 155 range, just block them, man. It's not worth it, like, at all. It's not worth it at all. And, ooh, this is before I put the Nagakiba on this build, actually. Or back on this build. Like, I think it was just in my chest or something. But make sure to block that guy. You don't need to report him, because he's not like a hacker or anything. He's honestly a pretty fair player. It's just that I think he's annoying, because this is how he does it. And there's another player on PlayStation as well. in this same level, like 155 is like where very annoying people hang out. But I don't think it's where the most annoying people hang out. I would say the most annoying probably goes to 125 or the 130 range, as you saw with that 20-minute invasion. But in this level range, it really is a lot of gankers. Like, people who are like just game the system. They get their rune benefits. But here we have an invasion at 155 and the perpetrator is Handsome Squiddy. Now, I'm not even gonna like insult this guy, and it's not like an attack on his character if he ever happens to find this video. If anything, I'm like, hey, you're actually probably like a pretty good player. It's just that I feel like you're limiting yourself by just using blues. I feel like you'd be better off in like the arena, or maybe even as an invader. Actually, I think you'd be way better as that. You'd be using your potential like that, like in a better way. But here we have, or we're about to have, an invasion, because I was trying to get back into that world. So I think this is like one of the first times I got back. This is like when I kind of just, this is kind of an old invasion. It's like a few months old, but essentially, he just kind of does ganks with blues. He doesn't use like blue phantoms, and you might be like, oh, or he doesn't use gold phantoms, I should say. And then there's another guy on PlayStation Network in the same level range, and where what they do is that they just like they hang out in the Queen's bedchamber side of Grace, and they just summon Dung Eater and Melina, and they're definitely like New Game Plus 7 Dung Eater and Melina or something. And the reason why I call attention to this, and the reason why I prefaced saying this is not an attack on their character, is that I kind of think that these two guys just don't have friends, or they don't want to or for some reason. This is especially weird in the case of the summons guy, because I know why he summons like the NPC summons, because they can ignore your spawn immunity, because they work different compared to human players. They're not. I think this is before I got the Jarkan on this build. They work differently compared to human players. They are robots. Their scaling is all different. Their damage is all different because it's scaled to like New Game Plus or something. They're just very, very different, and they will kill you because that's their programming. They kind of just run at you like a host or like a person who hasn't leveled up their vigor, and they think that you're maybe like an AI, or that you work in the same way as a spawning in AI, because invading AI also doesn't have spawn immunity when they are spawning in, but players do. All summon players have spawn immunity for like, it's a while. It's like 10 seconds or something. It's a lot. You can do a lot with those 10 seconds of spawn immunity if you happen to spawn right next to somebody. Anyway, so Handsome Squiddy, he ganks with blues. And this is like an interesting idea, because I don't think I've really seen somebody who ganks with blues. But this is all he does, is that he will hang out in like a random area, like a wasteland usually. He will hang out in the open world. In fact, the 2 times I've invaded him this time, and 1 time with Iron Marcus, I didn't save it. I really should have, because I honestly wanted to talk about something that happened in that video. Is that... or in that invasion, is that he just kind of hangs back, doesn't do anything, and then lets the blues do it. And it's very weird. Like, is he trying to do a Fight Club? Because I'm going to be honest, dude, Fight Clubs don't really exist in Elden Ring. You can't do them the same way you could in Dark Souls 3. In Dark Souls 3, Fight Clubs could work because it was like 6-player limits in Dark Souls 3. And like everybody could hurt each other. Like a Mound Maker could hurt the host. Like an Aldridge Faithful could hurt the host and an Invader. Invader can hurt anybody. Blue Phantoms can hurt like the red guys. and like the purple guys and like the dark blue guys. Like, that is fine. That's fine. But like, this is very like, I don't know if I should say sad, because like he's not summoning even like the gold guys. Like, no, he's just doing, he just does this. He just hits you with like two-handed hatchets, so he's definitely like min-maxed his stuff. He's like very just like, oh, he's definitely just, this is a meta game, and you know, like, this is meta game versus role playing game knowledge right here. And see, he goes back once there is a blue. So is that what he? Well, no, because he just fired a fucking Getsugatensho at me. So no, clearly he wants to. The idea is that he probably wants to do like, oh, I want to do an arena. But he also doesn't. He wants to do... He has a jerk hand too, if you looked at that. He wants to gank. But he doesn't want to gank with yellow phantoms. I think this is so interesting because, honestly, I think what you could do is, buddy, you can just gank so much better at, like, the Radon Beach. Like, an invader will not know what to do in that case. If it is a player like me, they will not know what to do. I am not a good I'm not the best invader. I'm not like, you know, in like these top leagues. I'm in like the C tier or something. Like, I'm not very good at invading, I feel. I'm not gonna make like a weird min-max build where it's like Giant Dad 2. I'm not gonna make Giant Dad 2, even though I kinda wanna do that in a weird way, you know what I mean? But here we have blues. So I'm fighting blues, and in the other video, in the invasion that I did not save, I killed a blue who just didn't really know what he was doing. And then another blue, his name was Favre, I think, is what his... And he was one of those... And yeah, he got me. And like, I'm like, that was an okay fight. I don't know why he does that. Like... Oh god, is that what I've been doing to these people? But, in that invasion, he was min-maxed to shit, like Lightning Halberd, like an axe in the offhand or something. And, like, you know, like verdigris armor. And just, like he was just like, yeah, this is a video game. I'm going to kill you in the video game. But what was weird about it is that he didn't actually kill me, though. He just kind of, like, beat me up a lot, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like run away then, because like if this guy has a Tanner's tongue on, then potentially a second invader can show up, and that's what I was waiting on. Because so I ran away, and then guess what? Favre just like black crystalled out. Like I don't know what his plan was, because like he's definitely there to like fight people as a blue, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, blue hunters really just don't do their job. Like, they'll just be like, okay. They'll just be like, okay, I need to hunt down this red, but I'm also not going to do that. So here we have a blue, and he's very annoying blue. When aren't there annoying blues? But yeah, because like, and I will also say this: I can also be an annoying. I can be an annoying red phantom. I can understand that. I can be a fucking cunt if I wanted to be a cunt. And in that last invasion with Blade, and in this invasion, I live in my cunt era. As the gay people say, I am fully in my cunt era, and I just want to, like, and like the spite meter is at the boiling point. And I'm like, okay, well, it's time to. It is time to be spiteful, because eventually, I think it's this point. Yeah, I think it is this point, or maybe it's a different point. I don't remember. Sorry I'm not talking, it's just that I don't remember much of this invasion. Aside from the outcome and the reason why I wanted to make this video. This is an old version of the build, you can tell because I'm using like a bunch of older spells on this. But it was it's around this point somewhere where I just decide, okay, he doesn't want to fight me, he just wants to gank. I don't want to remarry, I just want to fuck, right? Like I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna run away then. Like I'm gonna go beat Mesmer and like kill Mikola real quick, then BRB. Like that's what I decided to do. And I fully support this playstyle. I do mean it. I might be kind of hypocritical, being like, okay, I'm cool with the idea if a host runs away. But that's the thing. They are the host. They're supposed to be able to progress and or run away from the scary fucking enemy. Like they can just do that. Here, I decide, okay, well, this guy isn't really going to like fight me in a meaningful way. And the other guy isn't gonna fight me in a meaningful way either. So I just decide, okay, well, I'm just gonna run away then, because you know you've annoyed me. My spite meter has filled extensively, and now I see no other option. I have no other options. And I just decide to run to Ballarat. You know, I run away. Then, all of a sudden, a Rikuzen invades, and then I immediately go into like, okay, I need to do this. This is fine. Play for time. It's like Dragon Ball Z, 1,000-Year Blood War, bro. Play for time. If you think you can play for time for a second invader to show up, you gotta do it, man. You gotta take that fucking chance and run with it. Because it is not often that you get a co-invader in this economy because of the fact that you can turn off the Taunter's Tongue. I don't know why they did this. It's probably the greatest sin when it comes down to Elden Ring's PvP compared to Dark Souls 3. This is the one thing I'll actually complain about. And I'll give Miyazaki and From Software the benefit of the doubt when it comes down to Elden Ring's PvP compared to the other games. But anyway, I'm actually okay with the idea that I actually hate the idea that you can turn off the Taunter's Tongue. It's just a weird thing to do. Because in Dark Souls 3, there is kind of an equivalent called the Dried Finger. But the weird thing about the Dried Finger is that you couldn't turn it off. You couldn't turn it off. It would be permanent until you died. I think it acted kind of like the dragon form does in this game and also Dark Souls 3. But it would be permanent. Here we are, gank the gankers, serve the servants, rape the rapists. Try to get a backstab. That's so sad. That's like the most like Dark Souls 1. No, it's not in Dark Souls 1. But anyway, killed that guy. Boom, boom. Both died at the same time. That's the end of the video. But you can't turn off the one finger. Which, I don't know. They're not going to update this game to change that, but I think they should. That's it. See you later. Good God.